What is going on, you guys? This is All Day Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another Division 2 build video. And with this build video I'm going to be giving you is I'm going to be showing you the best EMP build video of Title Update 4 as of right now. Title Update 5, it'll change. Obviously, there's going to be a few things that might be a little different, but overall, this is going to be the best way to go about it for right now. Now, I mean, even in Title Update 5, it'll be very useful. But there just might be a few talents here and there that might not be as useful anymore. But you're going to want to go ahead and go with Survivalist, just because right off the bat, Survivalist is the best support type of specialist. You can go with the Demolitionist as well, so that way you can eat the bombs pretty much. If you get hit by one, you won't take any damage. You hit by the second one, you take the damage as you would with the first one. But for the ARs, you want to run an AR in general. It doesn't matter which AR, because of the fact that they give you 29% health damage on them. So that'll allow you to guarantee a kill on the drones. Because I know there's been many times where someone has tried killing the drones and they just couldn't, because either they didn't have enough damage to elites, or they just didn't have an AR on, one or the other. But having an AR on is going to be very useful for this type of build. You can either run with an Eagle Bearer, or you can run with a different type of AR. So let me see if I actually have another AR in my stash that you could possibly use. So no, you can't run a black market, you can't run a nearsighted, because that requires 4 or less of the electronics. I don't think I have any other ARs actually, unfortunately. Yeah, so I don't have any other ARs, unfortunately, but the one you would want to run would probably be an MK17 or a custom P416, or even the AK, the AKM, Black Mark AKM, but you want to have them to come with Optimist. And the reason why is because Optimist is going to be the easiest perk to have unlocked, as well as being the one that benefits you the most in terms of dishing damage out. All you would have to do is just make sure you have 5 or less firearms. Now, the sidearm I'm using is a X45 Tactical. The reason why I'm using it is for transmission. The secondary weapon you would want to generally have is a weapon that can give you the in rhythm talent, which I don't have any on here. So realistically, right here I have a covert SRS, but realistically you just want to go with a transmission and in rhythm. So you can have transmission on either the sidearm or the secondary or your primary, and have in rhythm on one of the others as well. In rhythm allows you to have a 5% chance to instantly cool down all of your abilities off of a kill. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the build. So you want to go with a 3-piece Providence Defense and 3-piece Tip of the Spear. As you can see, I'm only running 2-piece Providence Defense, 1-piece Richter and Kaiser, but that's because of the attributes and the talents I have on it versus my Providence Defense one. So with Providence Defense, you want to have the 3 pieces because you get skill power 10%, 8% health, and 5% weapon damage. That 5% weapon damage is going to help you a lot in terms of helping your team in doing damage. Yeah, it seems like 5% is not a lot, but it will definitely help you a lot, because you want to have weapon damage on your chest piece, weapon damage on your backpack, and base weapon damage on your gloves as well. So having that Providence Defense is going to be really nice. But the attributes and talents you're looking for is going to be damage to elites, 12% cooldown reduction in general, and surge, which is talent, 10% skill haste. With Title Update 5 coming out though, cooldown reduction is going to actually be turned into skill haste as well. So I don't know exactly what the 12% cooldown reduction is going to turn into. Maybe it'll turn into like 40% skill haste or something, I don't know. But the reason why you want damage to elites is because of the fact that it gives you, or allows you to kill the drones. If you don't have any damage to elites, you're not going to kill the drones. It'll leave them at 1 health, which means, I mean, your EMP pulse build would be useless. There are other things like Gilligard masks, which do come with a utility mod slot, which can help. But the problem with the Gilligard mask is it always rolls a blue on it. It's always going to roll a blue on it, and you need to roll a red and a yellow, which is going to hurt you a lot more than gaining that 1 yellow. So having a Providence Defense mask or whatever other mask that can give you red and yellow with surge is going to be a lot more useful. Now with the Providence Defense backpack, this was a close one. It's not necessarily exactly what I want. The one I exactly want is the one right here, the Trapezius Go bag from my Wyvern backpack, but I'm not using it because it's not Providence Defense. I would use this though. Ideally you want to use this backpack because it gives you weapon damage, skill power, cooldown, and hard hitting, and skilled, and a utility muscle. This is pretty much the god roll EMP backpack that you want to go with. It's a very good roll. You can roll higher on the weapon damage to 10% and higher, so that way you can really help your team out a lot more. But yeah, these are the attributes and talents and mod slots that you want to go with on the Providence Defense backpack. You want to go with the skill power. You want to go with 20% skill cooldown reduction. 4% weapon damage is alright. You do want to go with hard hitting, so you have more damage to elites. Skilled is going to be very useful as of this update right now. It's very useful of Title Update 4 because if, let's say, your team is messing up whatever on breaking the vent or throwing the grenade or something's going on, if the timing with the drones are off, then having skilled proc is going to be a lifesaver, because that way the drone control is going to be put back on the same path, on the right path. If it's all off balance and you don't have skilled and skill doesn't proc, then drones are going to be swarming in while you're at a 10-second cooldown or something, and it's just going to be chaotic, and you're going to have to rely on people either shooting the drones until your cooldown is back on track or something. But yeah, that's why I really like having skilled. There are, you know, in Title Update 5 you won't need skilled anymore because you'll be able to get down to like a 3-second cooldown reduction or skill haste, whatever. So having skilled won't be as useful anymore, and rather I'd probably suggest just going with something like efficient, because efficient doesn't require anything. It won't require you to having any stats for it. You just use it and you can basically get your med kit back or armor kit back. There are other backpacks as well. I believe the one that gives you more damage right here, called Tech Support, which is pretty nice. When you get a kill with an active skill, it'll allow you to do more damage with your active skill. But overall, the next alternative, in my opinion, would either be Safeguard or Efficient. Safeguard would require 4 or less firearms though, so you're going to be doing a little less damage, which is going to be a little unfortunate. Now for the next piece that I'm going to go with is going to be the knee pads, Providence Defense knee pads. So you want to go with hard hitting on this with cooldown reduction. You basically want to go with as much cooldown as possible. You don't necessarily want to go with skill power. As you can see, I'm only at 1986 skill power. But yeah, you want to go with as much cooldown as you can, because it's going to allow you to really reach that skill cooldown cap and push the cooldown as much as possible. And the Providence Defense knee pads comes with an offensive mod slot. Weapon damage, or the offensive mod slot you want to go with, is obviously going to be something that gives you assault rifle damage, so because that's the main weapon you're going to be going with. Now the reason why you're going to go with 3-piece tip of the spear is because of these perks. You get 20% pulse skill power, 20% cooldown reduction, and that is the main reason why you don't need to go with skill power. Plus the chest piece and the gloves can only come with skill power. They won't ever come with cooldown. The only things that come with cooldown is the mask, backpack, holster, and knee pads. And I got lucky enough to get 930 skill power, and I rolled 43.6k health on it, which instead I should have just rolled weapon damage on it, 15% weapon damage. But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and craft myself another set of these tip of the spear chest piece on the reset, so that way I can try my luck and get the high skill power, decent health or armor, and a red, so I can throw on the 15% weapon damage. And it does come with an offensive and utility mod slot. And you want to throw, like I said, you want to throw on the assault rifle damage, and you want to get, for the utility mod slots, before I forget to mention, you want to have a utility mod slot that comes with pulse skill power, a pretty high amount of pulse skill power and skill power itself. So that way you can utilize all the high mods for your pulse. And then for the tip of the spear holster, it has 23% cooldown reduction, which I believe 25 or 26 is the max, and 351 skill power as well. And then I threw on assault rifle damage. And then for the tip of the spear gloves, It has 447 skill power and 12% assault rifle damage. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the mods you want to use on your pulse. So as you can see, I'm at a 12-second cooldown, which is actually the cap for your pulse in general. You cannot go any lower unless you have a cooldown mod, which is going to be a waste to use. You don't want to use a cooldown mod on your pulse at all. You will actually want to max out the radius as much as possible. As you can see, I have a 59% radius mod and a 56.6% radius mod on my pulse, so I'm sitting at 22 meters on my pulse, or my EMP pulse. And this is going to allow you to really reach all the drones on all sides of when you use the pulse. And charging it to 4 seconds is going to allow you to do 22 meters. If you charge it for 2 seconds, that's only what, 11 meters, and that's more than the base radius in general. So you can reach pretty much all the drones without even charging it to full, which is going to be a lot better than having charge speed or something. And then the other one I've used is a chem launcher. And the reason why I run a chem launcher instead of the Hive Restore is, one, we do have a lot of people running Berserk builds now, Berserk Clutch. So having people get healed by the Restore Hive is kind of annoying. At least to me, I don't like getting healed from the Restore Hive when I'm running my Berserk build. But having the chem launcher itself is going to be really, really useful for yourself and for someone that's on top of the balcony using a sniper build, or pretty much anyone that needs a heal or that asks for a heal, because the chem launcher itself for some reason has a really, really, really high burst heal and then small increments of healing over time when you use it on an ally. But when you use it on yourself, it doesn't heal you as quick as a Restore Hive would. But you can either go with that, or you can play as the savior, quote unquote the savior, and run a Revive Hive with a high radius. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw on the radius mods real quick. 51% radius mod and a well, I can't run a cooldown mod, because if you run a cooldown, if you run no cooldown, it's going to put you at 24 seconds, because that's the max. If you run no cooldown, it's 12 seconds. But yeah, well, I can't use that, I guess, actually. So I'll just put on 39%. So yeah, having the Revive Hive every 10 seconds is going to be really useful, not just for yourself, but for your team. If they go down, you can be the one to throw the Revive on them, and once they're back up, you break it, 5-second cooldown right there. And with the upcoming update, the Title Update 5, it'll be down to 3-second cooldowns, which is going to be insane. You won't even need to break it. You break it, and then you have it back instantly, which is going to be really awesome. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and show you my stats as well. Obviously, my offensive stats are not going to be useful to see, but I'm at 38% all weapon or assault rifle damage, 3% all weapons, so I'm at 41% in total. 50% damage to elites, 30% damage to health, and then 180.9k armor, 106.4k max health, and my cooldown reduction is at 90%. 3,110 chem launcher skill power, 3,208 pulse skill power. And the reason why my chem launcher skill power is that high is because I have mod slots that have chem launcher utility slots as well somewhere. I believe I do. Oh no, I don't. I have the chem launcher auxiliary battery. That's what it was. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this build. Like I said, if this helped you out, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you need any help on Razorback, like if you want to know any tips on what I do with Razorback's fight with the EMP build, then I can definitely help you out with that, or I can explain it to you. I can make a short gameplay video for that. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you the radius of this. This can pretty much reach all of Razorback from a circle. But yeah. If this helped you out, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is All Day One on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.